Let's see. ABC Corporation is considering relaxing its present credit policy and is in the process of evaluating two proposed policies. Currently, the firm has an annual credit sales of 50 lakhs and accounts receivable turnover ratio 4 times a year at present. 4 times a year means every 3 months you have accounts receivable. That is 12 months by 4 times. Every 3 months you have accounts receivables. Current level of loss due to bad debts 1.5 lakhs. The firm's required rate of return is 25% of investment in accounts receivables. The company's variable costs are 70% of selling price. Given the following information, which is a better option? Present policy, policy option 1, policy option 2. Annual credit sales 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 67 lakh 50,000. Account receivable turnover ratio 4 times, 3 times, 2.4 times. Bad debts losses 1.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs. Right, let's see how to solve. So, evaluation of credit policy, evaluation of credit policies, particular present policy, proposed policies, one, there are two proposed policies. The company is thinking about policy 1, option 1 and option 2. There are two options they are having, option 2, right. First one, A, expected profit. To find expected profit, the format: number 1, credit sales. Credit sales are 50 lakhs in present policy, everything in terms of rupees, 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs, 67 lakh 50,000, credit sales. Number 2, total cost. You can segregate it into variable cost. And fixed cost. So here variable cost only they are mentioning. Variable cost is equal to 70% of selling price, 70% of sales, variable cost, no fixed cost. So 50 lakhs into 70%, 35 lakhs, 60 lakhs into 70%, 42 lakhs, 67 lakh 50,000 into 70%, 47 lakh 25,000. Number 3, bad debts. Bad debts amount already given, 1.5 lakhs at present, 1.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs, 1.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs, bad debts. Number 4, generally discount to be substituted. Here discount is not given, you can leave it. Last one, expected profit is equivalent to, discount is given, you can subtract, but in the given problem discount is not given. So expected profit is equivalent to, that is A is equivalent to 1, credit sale, minus 2, total cost, that is variable and fixed, minus 3, bad debts, minus 4, if discount is given, that is the 2 also you have to subtract. Here discount is not given, therefore expected profit here 13 lakh 50,000, expected profit 13 lakh 50,000, here 15 lakhs, here 15 lakh 75,000, 13 lakh 50,000, 15 lakh 75,000, expected profit. B, opportunity cost of investment in receivable, opportunity cost of investment in receivables. What do you mean by this? Opportunity cost of investment in receivables is nothing but if you are going to invest the money in the current asset, that is in the form of debtors, your money is locked for a certain period. Suppose same money you invested outside your business, say for example in banking, you will be getting certain rate of interest, say for example 20%, 80%. That cost you are lost. So that is a cost involved that is to be subtracted from A to find net benefit. So for this you can take a note 1, you can take note 1, you can take note 1. So note 1, opportunity cost of investment in receivables. Note 1, opportunity cost of investment in receivables is equivalent to total cost, that is fixed cost plus variable cost into R by 100, rate of investment by 100 into average collection period. Suppose in terms of month means you can divide by 12. This is in terms of month means you can divide by 12. If it is days, you can divide by 365 or 360 as the case may be. So for present policy, total cost, that here only variable cost only, there is no fixed cost, 35 lakhs into 25%, here 4 times, no, 4 times means 3 months, 4 times in a year means 3 months, 3 months by 12 months, 4 times means 12 by 3 months, 12 by 3 months. So every 3 months you are collecting payment from the debtor, which means 4 times a year, therefore 3 months, 4 times I mean 3 by 12. So answer present policy, so 2,18,750. Similarly option 1 proposed policy, option 1, so 42 lakhs into 25%, so that is 3 times a year, therefore 4 months, 3 times a year means 4 months, 3 times means 12 by 4 months, 12 by 4 months, 3 times means 12 by 4 months, 4 by 12, that is equivalent to 3,50,000. Option 2, 47,25,000, into 25% into 5 by 12, 25% into 5 by 12, that is equivalent to 492,188, 492,188, 492,188. That's it. Right. After getting these three values, you can substitute here. So 2 lakh, option investment is 2 lakh 18,750, 3.5 lakhs, 492,188, 492,188. Right. Now net benefit is equivalent to A. Net benefit is equivalent to A minus B. So answer 11 lakh 31,250, 11 lakh 50,000, 10 lakh 82,812, 10 lakh 82,812, 10 lakh 82,812, 10 lakh 82,812. 11313, 11 lakh 50,000, 1082,812. Out of this, the maximum value in proposed to policy 1, that is option 1. Option 1 will you have a maximum benefit, that is 11 lakh 50,000. Therefore credit period 4 months can be allowed. Credit period in proposed to policy 1, that is option 1, credit period 4 months allowed. That's it. Let's see Trinath Limited currently sells on terms of next 30 days. All the sales are on credit basis. Average collection period is 35 days. Currently it sells 5 lakh units at an average price of rupees 50 per unit. The variable cost to sales ratio 75% and the bad debt to sales ratio 3%. In order to expand sales, the management company is considering changing the credit terms from net 30 to 2/10 net 30. At present, we have 30 days period for debtors. Now it is 2/10. Now it is 2/10. Now it is going to be 2/10 net 30. 2/10 means within 10 days you are going to make payment. You are having a discount of 2%. Maximum 30 days allowed. Due to change in policy, sales are expected to go up by 10%. Bad debt loss on additional sales will be 5%. And the bad debt loss on existing sales will remain unchanged at 3%. At present, bad debt loss 3%, but additional sales 5%. 40% customers are expected to avail discount and pay on the 10th day. So 40% customers, they want discount, within 10 days they will make payment. The average collection period for the new policy is expected to be 34 days. Return of investment receivables 20%. So impact of the change in credit policy and profit company, there is no taxes here. Let's see how to solve the paper. So let's see how to solve the problem. Evaluation of credit policies. Evaluation of credit policies. So evaluation of credit policies. So particular, present policy, proposed policy, proposed policy. Here there is gain or loss. There is a gain or loss. So there is a gain bar loss. Right. Now first, given credit period. So given credit period is 30 days. Given credit period to debtors is 30 days. 30 days. That is net 30. Net 30 day means 30 days. Net 30. 30 days. But proposed policy is going to be 2/10 comma net 30, which means within 10 days if you are going to make payment means 2% discount. Otherwise 30 days period allowed, no discount. Right. So now average collection period at present, average collection period at present 35 days. 35 days. Here it's going to be 34 days. 34 days. 34 days. Right. Discount sales at present there is no discount sales. Here 40% customers they want discount. At present bad debts 3%. Here present 3% and proposed to 5%. Present 3% and proposed to 5%. Bad debts. At present sales units, here 5 lakh units. Here 5 lakh units. Here 5 lakh plus 50,000 units. 5 lakhs plus 50,000 units extra. Sales will go by 10% increases. Sales 5 lakhs plus 10% increases. 10% increases 50,000. So totally 5.5 lakh units. 5.5 lakh units. Right. Sales units. Now incremental contribution. Straight away we can go to incremental contribution. Incremental contribution of this 50,000 units, is equivalent to 50,000 into 50, 50,000 into 50 into 50. 75% is variable cost. 25% is equivalent to contribution. How we got 70% variable cost out of 100, 25% contribution. 50,000 into 50 into 25%, that is equivalent to 6,25,000 incremental contribution. Incremental contribution. 50,000 into 50 into rupees per unit, sales price per unit into 25%. Next discount offer. Discount. discount offer. So 5.5 lakh units into 40% customer, they want discount for 50 rupees selling price per unit, into 2% customer, 2 by 10, no, 2% customer they want discount, 40% customer willing to accept discount, 2% discount offer, 2% discount offer, 2% discount offer. So 5.5 lakh units into 40% into 40% customer availing discount, 50 rupees selling price per unit into 2% discount offer, 2,20,000 discount, 2,20,000 discount. We will check one more time. 5.5 lakhs into 40 percentage into 50 into 2%, 2,20,000 discount. Next, incremental bad debts. Incremental bad debts. Incremental bad debts is equivalent to 50,000 units into 50 rupees into 5% customer creating bad debts. 50 rupees selling price per unit, 5% customer creating bad debts. That is equivalent to 1,25,000. 1,25,000. 1,25,000 incremental bad debts. Next, investment in receivables. Investment in receivables. At present, 5 lakh into 50 into 35 by 360. That is equivalent to, for the present policy, 24 lakh 30,555. 24 lakh 30,555. Assume 1 year to 360 days. Right, first category. Second category, 5 lakh into 50 into 34 by 360 plus 50,000 into 50 rupees into 75 percentage into 34 by 360. 70% variable cost. 30% variable cost, 34 by 360. You will be getting answer of proposed to policy 25 lakh 38,194. 25 lakh 38,194 total. Right. Now incremental investment receivables. So how much investment receivables? Incremental investment receivables, increment next. Incremental is equivalent to 25 lakh, that is equivalent to incremental investment in receivables. Incremental investment in receivables is equivalent to 25 lakh 38,194 minus 24 lakh 30,555. So there is a increment investment receivables by the amount 107,629. 107,629. Next, finance cost. 107,629 into 20 percentage, 21,528. 21,528 is a finance cost. And finally, incremental gain. Finally, incremental gain is equivalent to 6,25,000 minus 1,25,000. 6,25,000 incremental contribution. 1,25,000 bad debts. 2,20,000 discount. 21,528 finance cost. So this is contribution, this is bad debts, this is discount, this is finance cost. And subtracting, you will be getting answer of 2,58,472. 472. So incremental gain. Let's see. A bank is analyzing the receivables of Jackson Company in order to identify acceptable collateral for a short-term loan. So based on the receivables, the Jackson company go to the banker to get a short-term loan. These are the receivables they have. The company's credit policy is 2 bar 10 net 30, which means if the debtors are going to receive payment within 10 days, they will be offered 2% discount. Beyond 30 days, no discount for them. 2 bar 10 means within 10 days the payment comes, 2% discount. Beyond 10 days, no discount. Maximum credit period allowed 30 days. The bank ready to lend 80% of accounts where customers are not currently overdue and where the average collection payment period does not exceed 10 days past the net period, which means 30 days period is given, bank just giving extra 10 days, which means 40 days. 40 days receivables can be accepted by the banker for loan payment. So 30 days plus 10 days, maximum 40 days bills can be accepted for loan payment by the banker. A schedule of Jackson receivable has been prepared. How much is the bank lent on pledge of receivables? The bank uses 10% allowance for CAT discount and returns. Account numbers, amount, days outstanding in days, average payment period periodically, historically. 74 account number, 25,000 amount, 15 days outstanding days, 20 days periodical payment. So this account can be acceptable. Reason 30 days net plus 10 is equivalent to 40 days. So 40 days period. So here 40 days period. 75 account can be taken. 91 here days exceeding 40 days, payment also exceeding 40 days cannot be taken. 91 account cannot be taken for loan by the banker. Here less than 40 days. Here less than 40 days. Account number 107 can be taken. Account number 108 less than 40 days, outstanding days, payment period less than 40 days can be taken. 114 outstanding days exceeding 40 days cannot be taken, payment period also exceeding 40 days cannot be taken. Account number 116 16 days outstanding days but payment period less than 40 days, so can be taken. 123 outstanding days 27 but payment period 48 days which is exceeding 40. Outstanding days less than 40 but payment period exceeding 40. Therefore cannot be taken. So accounts can be taken for the loan payment by the banker. 74 account number, 107 account number, 108 account number and 116 account number. Let's see how to solve the problem. So statement of evaluation of credit policy. Evaluation of credit policy by the banker. Alright, I told you the reason which one can be taken, which cannot be taken. Right now, so account number, first column, amount rupees, and 10% allowance given by the banker for loans, which means 90% of the amount. 10% allowance, which means 10% bill cannot be taken into consideration for loan payment, 90% will be taken. 90% of the amount, and out of 90% of the amount, 80% of the amount ready to give loan. 80% eligible for loan. 90% amount we have to calculate. Out of this 80% eligible for loan. Right. What are the account to be taken? 74 account number can be taken. The reason I told you, less than 40 days, outstanding days as well as payment period also. 107 account number, 108 account number, 116 account number. Amount 25,000, here 11,500, here 2,300, here 29,000. 90%, 22,500, 10,350. 25,000 into 90%, 25,000 into 90%, 11,500 90%, 2,300 90%, 2,070. If you multiply by 90%, you will be getting these figures. Similarly, into 90%, 29,000 into 90%, you will be getting 26,100 rupees. So these are the amount they are taking for loan consideration. Out of this amount, they will give only 80%. Out of this amount, they will give only 80%. So 22,500 into 80% is eligible for loan. That is equivalent to 18,000. Similarly, 10,350 into 80 percentage, that is 8,000, 8,280. So 2070 into 80 percentage, 1656. 26,100 into 80 percentage, that is equivalent to 20880. 20880. So these are the eligible for loan amounts: 18,000, 8280, 1656, 20880. If you just add, you will be getting a figure of 48816. 48816. This is total eligible loan, total eligible loan amount, total eligible loan amount 48,816. That's it. Let's see. The firm has a total sales of 12 lakhs. Average collection period 90 days. The past experience indicates that the bad debt losses are 1.5% on sales. The expenditure incurred by the firm in administering receivable collection efforts are 50,000. A factor is proposed to buy firm's receivable by charging 2% commission. Suppose the factor is appointed, we can sell the receivables to them at 2% commission. At the same time, the factor will pay advance receivables to the firm at the interest rate of 16% per annum after withholding 10% as reserve. So calculate the net benefit to the firm. So whether we can have our own arrangement of collection receivables or whether we can appoint factor for collecting receivables. We have to check. Assume 360 days in a year. Assume 360 days in a year. Let's see one by one. So factoring. Net benefit of factor. Net benefit of factoring. The question is net benefit of factoring. Right. So let's take the working notes first. Right. Now overall sales. First you have to find average receivables. You have to find average receivables. First you have to find average receivables. So average receivables 12 lakhs sales into 90 days period is given, 90 by 360. So 90 days period receivables you have to calculate. So that is equivalent to 3 lakhs. That is equivalent to 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs. Right. Number 2 is called factor commission. Factor commission is equivalent to 3 lakhs into 2% commission. 2% commission for 90 days period. Is equivalent to 6,000. 90 days period sales receivable 3 lakh into 2% factor commission. Number 3, factoring reserve. Factoring reserve is equivalent to 3 lakh into 10% reserve to be maintained by the factor. 3 lakh into 10%, 30,000. 30,000 factoring reserve. 30,000 factoring reserve. So amount available for advance is equivalent to, so 3 lakhs minus 6,000 minus 30,000. You will be getting an answer of 2,64,000. 2,64,000. Next, factor will deduct is interest at 16%. So interest component is equivalent to, out of this 2,64,000 is available for advance. This 2,64,000 into 16% you will take interest for 90 days period. Amount comes around 10,560. Amount comes around 10,560. This is his interest component. Right. So factor direct interest. So amount available for advance 2,64,000. Factor direct is 10,560. Balance advance to be paid. is equivalent to 2,53,440. 2,53,440. That is 2,64,000 minus 10,560. 10,560. 2,53,440 amount to be paid. Now, after this, credit policy proposal. Now, factoring proposal. Now, you take factoring proposal. First, so annual cost of factoring to the firm. Annual cost of factoring to the firm, we have to compute. Annual cost of factoring to the firm, we have to compute. First, factoring commission. Factoring commission, that is equivalent to 6,000 into per quarter. Per quarter we can convert into 4 quarters. This is per quarter. 6,000 per quarter, correct? 6,000 per quarter. We can convert into 4 quarters. 6,000 into 4, that is equivalent to 24,000. This is always for 1 year. 1 year factoring commission 24,000. Interest charges for 1 year. Similarly, interest charges for 1 year, that is equivalent to 10,560 interest per quarter into 4 quarters. This is per quarter into 4 quarters. 10,560 into 4 quarters, that is equivalent to 42,240. Total 66,240. 66,240 total. Right. Next, B. So this is A. Annual cost of factoring. This is A. Let it be. This is A. Annual cost of factoring to the firm. This is B. Firm savings. Because we are appointing factor, no. So firm's savings. On taking factoring services. Factoring services. Number 1, cost of administration. Saved. That is equivalent to 50,000. Number 2, cost of bad debts saved. That is equivalent to 12 lakhs into 1.5 by 100. It can be avoided because factory is appointed. No, we sold the receivables. Avoided. That is equivalent to 18,000. 12 lakhs into 1.5, 18,000 can be added. So total 68,000 is savings. Right. Now, net benefit to the firm. Net benefit because we have more savings than cost. What is the savings? 68,000. 68,000 is a savings. What is the cost of factoring? 66,240 is the cost of factoring. So 68,000 minus 66,240. So rupees 1760 is a net benefit to the firm on being appointing a factor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Style Digitech and press the bell icon to see new videos.